This question is relatively simple, but if you have a look at the sentences again, you must try to find out the sentence that can best start the paragraph. So A says, Napoleon, though Italian in blood and lineage, made himself so French in sympathy and understanding as to be able to play upon the imagination of all France as a great musician plays upon a splendid instrument, with absolute sureness of touch and an ability to extract from it every one of its varied harmonies. Even statement A can start the paragraph. It has a broad idea. It has often been said that the greatest Frenchman who ever lived was in reality an Italian. Even B can start the paragraph, right? So this is a difficult question. It might, with equal truth, be asserted that the greatest Russian woman who ever lived was. It might be with greater truth, right, makes me feel that this cannot be the start of the paragraph. Why? Because it has something. And what is that something? It might with equal truth be asserted. So that means there is some kind of equality that is being discussed. So that means something similar must have come before. C cannot start the paragraph. I can say that A might start the paragraph. B might start the paragraph, but C definitely cannot start the paragraph. So the Empress Catherine of Russia, perhaps the greatest woman who ever ruled a nation, though born so, he writes. Again, so the element so makes me feel that this cannot be the right start. But the Emperor Napoleon and but again, so this cannot. So I have to choose between A and B, right? Napoleon, though Italian in blood, made himself so French in sympathy. So, you must try to find out where exactly this paragraph is going. It says, but the Emperor Napoleon and the Empress Catherine resemble each other in something else, right? They resemble each other in something else. Now, what is that something else? We must have that correct. It says here, so right. Now, if you are good at spotting things, but the Emperor Napoleon and Empress Catherine resemble each other in something else. That means basically Napoleon and Catherine have something common. And after this statement, that's commonality must come. So look at so here. So also, if I say I am a musician, right? I am a musician, so are you. That means you too are a musician, right? So this so is basically connecting the fact that I am a musician and you are a musician. That means that this so is likely to be the similarity. Let's try to see what A has. Or of course, BC does not have that similarity. So in fact, after E, when you say something else, you cannot have BC. I can have B and A, right? So here I am basically, it's almost like solving a Sudoku puzzle. So it says here that, but the Emperor Napoleon and the Empress Catherine resemble each other in something else. Napoleon, though Italian in blood and lineage, made himself a French in sympathy and understanding so as to be able to play upon the imagination of all France as a great musician plays upon a splendid instrument with absolute sureness of touch. So Napoleon, though he basically ruled France, he was Italian in blood. So the Empress Catherine of Russia, perhaps the greatest woman who ever ruled a nation, though born of German parents, became Russian to the core and made herself the embodiment of Russian. So you have basically E, then you have A, and then you have D. So EAD is the pair. Before that, you might have B or C, correct? And B is the right way. Why? Because it says it has often been said that the greatest Frenchman who ever lived was in reality an Italian. It might with equal truth be asserted that the greatest Russian woman who ever lived was in reality a German. And who was that Russian woman? Catherine the Great. And who was that Frenchman? Napoleon Bonaparte. So BCEAD is the right answer.